And in 3, 2, 1, podcast. What's up, y'all? This is Toby out west.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing a West Coast beer.
What?
Nope. I'm doing an East Coast beer. Actually, specifically from Florida?
Yep. The penis of America.
Tampa, Florida. This is Cigar City Brewing. This is their Guayabera. I said it wrong in the intro of the show. I said Guayabera. Very white boy of me.
I thought it was like guava or something. So
Nah,
I
it's-
completely messed it up.
It's Guayabera. That's how you pronounce it. And that's those shirts. I used to call them the Filipino barber shirts.
I
But-
had a couple of those when I lived down in
Yeah.
South Florida.
I used to
Big in
have
Miami.
Yeah, I used to have one. It was dark blue. It's pretty sweet. It's got the 4 pockets and the embroidery down the side. Yeah.
There you go.
So Cigar City Brewing, yeah, Tampa, Florida. This is their Guayabera. It's a Citra Pale Ale. It comes in a can. It's a 12-ounce can. Now, there's something about Cigar City. I want to say that they are now owned by a holdings company. Any listener can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe like a couple of years ago they teamed up with somebody, or no, somebody bought them. I think who was it? Some other like Avery. No, it was Avery and Cigar City teamed up and were bought by a holdings company or something like that. Something like that. I heard that not too long ago. But anyway, it's probably something you won't be able to find on their website. You'd have to do
It's not
some
like
searching
usually
around.
That kind of stuff's not advertised that well.
Right.
Oscar Blues acquires Cigar
Ah.
City Brewing.
Oscar Blues. Okay. So it's not what I was thinking. Same kind of thing that Green Flash, poor guys having all this financial troubles. They bought Alpine Beer here in San Diego. So it was kind of a local company buying a local company to help with production and stuff like that. But this is interesting that it's, who would you say it was?
Oscar Blues.
Oscar Blues, who are out of Colorado, somehow ended up buying Cigar City. Didn't think that Cigar City would have any trouble. They seem to be one of those, like, pretty sought after,
Yeah, I always thought,
But-
at least it seemed like when they talked about breweries down south, that they couldn't keep up with the demand to actually
Right.
distribute any further. So they were,
I-
so I always was under the impression they were selling, everything they made, but I don't know.
yeah.
I always had a hard time finding Cigar City, so anytime I was on vacation in Atlanta or Florida and you found Cigar City or even New York, you'd snag it. But now, maybe with Oscar Blues, because you see Oscar Blues a lot more around, they're probably using them to help like the distribution.
Right. Well, you could get Alpine out where you were, right, Tony?
I
Yeah.
can get it up here now.
Yeah, because of Green Flash, because they had their,
Yeah.
well, they had their Virginia Beach facility, which I think is closed now.
Oh, okay.
So you guys won't be seeing Alpine or Green Flash because I think they've cut down their distribution to like 13 states now. I think they used to be in all 50, but now they're down to 13. It's a pretty sad thing that happened. They kind of got a little ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
Took out a loan that they couldn't pay back.
Yeah.
And thought they were cooler than they are. But anyway, this is, yeah, like I said, Guayabera Citra Pale. I'm going to crack it. Packed with Citra hops. Whoa. It's, let's see. You can see here. Pour that for you, guys. A little beer pouring for you.
Toby, I gotta say, I like you bringing back the pint glasses.
Yeah?
You don't see a lot of pint glasses. It's always like a wine glass or a bulbous glass of some sort. Bringing back the
Well,
Nice.
Honestly, it was all the ones I had that were clean.
Yeah.
Because I had a barbecue yesterday and people were brought over growlers and stuff,
So
and
like, oh, we're gonna use all Toby's good glasses.
so all my good glasses are in the dishwasher right now. But hey, you can't talk smack about a Sierra Nevada Celebration pint glass. So
That's right. Classic.
let me give you some. Oh, GarageBand.
Can't mess with greatness.
And we're back. GarageBand. Okay.
I never left.
Comes in at 5.5% ABV, 50 IBUs. Let's see. Citra hops. I don't see anything about what malts they used. So yeah, that's it. This is one of their core year-round beers. Comes in 6 packs.
I'm trying to think what I've had from them, and I remember one of the beer, the beer bloggers conferences. I had something from them, and then I think I've had a collaboration with them in another brewery, but I can't remember what they were.
So on the pour, it's a very kind of a pale orange color. It's a little cloudy, might be chill haze. I've got a solid human finger, a very foamy head. It's hanging out. On the nose, lots of peel, orange peel, lemon peel.
Jordan Peele,
Is that a basketball player?
Keenan and Peele.
Oh yeah, sorry, Key and Peele. Yeah, it has very what do you call it? Zesty. Did you like that move right there?
Yeah.
Zesty.
That's a zesty.
That's how I zest. Yeah, it's very
Zesty.
citrus zest. Not very sweet smelling. It almost has a dry zest aroma, which is interesting. Maybe a little floral. And even maybe herbally and spicy.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an herbal.
Let's get that right nostril herbal
Yes.
sensation.
The right nostril herbal. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a sip. I gotta say, I don't do a whole lot of pale ales nowadays. I do have some AleSmith Pale 394, which is amazing. That's a little different, though, for your typical pale, because it's very hop forward and fruity and everything. Amazing. This one, it is kind of...
This one is not
It's
that.
kind of... It's dry.
It's the
And
opposite of amazing.
It's dry, and there is still that kind of orange peel, and now I'm getting some actual orange, but it's more of the membrane, almost like membrane from grapefruit. So it's not super. You know what I'm talking about? Like the vein,
The pulp?
not pulp, but the thick, meaty stuff that's not the fruit. That the veins that are in the. If you're eating grapefruit and you just eat.
Yep.
If you don't
Sure.
eat just the
Yeah.
chunks
I
of.
think it's still pulp, though, right?
Well, the thick white membrane.
know.
That's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right. Yep.
Yeah. That's kind of, so it's not strong. It's this mild, kind of very, very subtle citrusy flavor. With some little bit of herbal. But it kind of get a little bit of that orange candy that we got from the Citra Ass Down.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. But this one definitely finishes drier. And it's obviously a lot lighter than the double that we had. because this is just a pale. But it has a certain kind of clean crispness. It's not bad.
You know, I don't know if it's what it's like out on the West Coast, but I feel like a lot of New England styles are coming out with IPA this and IPA that and try this, which is great. There's so many IPAs, there's so many hops to showcase different blends and 1 hop or 2 hop, 3 hop, whatever. But the next surge, I think, is going to be like pale ales, lagers, things that are easy drinking, just local options that are kind of like a pilsner option or a lager of some sort that is local and easy to drink. I think that might be the next push.
Yeah, I've already started seeing. Well, I still see every brewery that I go to now definitely has a hazy IPA, and I see a lot of it in cans now too. Local stuff, they're canning these hazy
It's
IPAs.
New England IPAs, those hazy kinds.
So yeah.
Okay.
I'm already seeing that where it's like with Cascadian Dark Ale kind of thing where
Yeah.
they don't want to call it the other name.
Yeah. And I'm also seeing a lot more like new pilsners. And then you have like the big, collaborations with like bands and breweries. AleSmith has the Sublime one that's a Mexican lager. And I think that's another one, Tony, is the Mexican lager, especially here in Southern California. I went to a it's funny, I went to a brewery that's in the Kearny Mesa area, which is where O'Brien's is, which is like one of the best beer bars in San Diego. Shout out to O'Brien's.
Yeah.
But it's this one street in Kearny Mesa, as there's a lot of Asian, like Vietnamese and Korean. And it's funny because this brewery that's kind of a couple of blocks away from O'Brien's, their number one beer is a rice lager.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why? Is it because there's like a bunch of Asians that come here? Or is it because you're one of the
Dude,
few...
that's racist.
Wow. Or is it because you're one of the few
That was
breweries
straight up racist
that
right there
does.
from Beer Coaster 2.
This got dark quickly.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like why a rice lager?
No,
Like,
I understand what you're
just like,
saying. I don't agree with the way that you said it.
I apologize to all of our Asian listeners out there.
Let's go back to the tape. A bunch of Asians.
Anyway,
Wow.
I have seen in San Diego at least that there's been this like surge of Mexican lagers and pilsners and a lot of hazy IPAs, New England style IPAs. Sorry, I think I need to go back to my tasting flight here.
Yeah.
I'll
actually-
edit that. I'll
speaking
edit
of
that
that-
in post.
There is some great food in that area too, though, because the Dumpling Inn is fantastic, and
Yeah.
that's like right across the street from O'Brien's. It's like the best dumplings ever.
There's a brewery around here called Alvarium, which is in New Britain, and they have I think it's a lager, but it's called Crunchyroll because it's a rice lager.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
the rice lager. It's Asian, right? Or it's Anheuser-Busch.
That's fine.
Oh no, that's corn. Sorry, that's corn.
Well, they had actually one of the best pilsners I've tried before is called the Mule, and it was a corn lager by Ipswich. The guys
Yeah, you had that on the show.
Notch. Yeah, it's great, and you know how much. I mean, I'm not a big fan of lagers and pilsners. There's, I could probably count the ones that I like on one hand, but this one in particular was really well done. They used corn to kind of enhance the flavor as opposed to just thin it out and use it as a filler.
Thanks.
Back in January of 2015 on the Animales 2 show, Mike had the Mule from Notch Brewing.
Nice.
You can find that by going to beercoasterspodcast.com and get to the Animales show because it's like /journal/2015/1/30.
No. Just search. Animales.
Just search. Use our awesome search bar there and
Awesome.
look for the mule and you'll find it. Animales 2.
Back
All
to
right.
the tasting flight.
For my food pairing with this Guayabera, I could stick with a Latin theme here since I'm doing this racially driven thing here. I could stick with Latin. So I don't know much about like Cuban food. I've never had Cuban food,
It's good stuff.
but I think that
Cubano?
this would go great with some street tacos, like carne asada street tacos with cilantro and a little bit of salsa in there. Nothing too crazy, but even maybe some fish tacos or something, or a burrito. But I think this would go great with Mexican food. So there you go. Specifically street tacos.
All right.
Cigar City Brewing, Guayabera. And their website is cigarcitybrewing.com.
.com.
And on Untapped, the Guayabera comes in at a whopping 3.81 out of 40,417 ratings. Top 3 popular locations: the Burgatory in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Sweet Fort in New River, Arizona, and 34th Main Street Fest, a craft brew experience in Grapevine, Texas.
Cool beans.
So there you go, folks. This is Toby out in San Diego. That was the Cigar City Brewing Guayabera Citra Pale Ale for our Citra Ass Down show.
Y'all come back now, yeah.
Up
The
next,
one beer that I could find on Untapped from Cigar City that I've tried is the
Highlight?
Hanapu's Imperial Stout.
That's a whole other discussion. They have like Hunapu Day or Hunapu, however you say it.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, Hunapu.
It's
Hunapu.
like their 1 day a year they do this release, and I think they
it's like Dark Lord Day or something.
yeah they started doing and then they stopped doing it because like fights would break out in line because people wanted to get all these bottles, and it got ugly, and I think there was like someone posted a fight that had happened, so then they said they immediately stopped it, but I think they may have brought it back. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know.
Damn Floridians.
It just ended up at one of the. I'm sure it must have been at the. At one of the beer conferences,
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
but it was pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, I do have a bottle downstairs that will be of Cigar City Hunapu Revenge. Is that what it is? The Imperial Stout?
Yeah, this one doesn't say Revenge, but
Oh, just
maybe
the
it's
Imperial
another
Stout.
variation of it. I don't know.
That'll be enjoyed at the bachelor party weekend.
Nice.
Nice.
So I did mention in the intro of the show that we have sort of had Cigar City before on the show, and that was because I had the Hurata, which was a collaboration with Coronado Brewing here in San Diego and Cigar City.
Okay.
So yeah, I've had a collaboration with them as well, but I that's not coming up on Untapped. But I'm telling you, I'm loving this new Untapped. I don't know how new it is, but I've never used their search tool like this. It's pretty cool. You could search the beers you've had by
Oh yeah.
brewery or date or style or
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very nice.
All right, well there you have it, folks. Up next, we've got Beer Coaster Mike.
The hostess with the mostest.